What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Baller Nation. It's time to start my annual, it's going to be now annual, I've never done it before, my series reviews. I'm going to start doing this for all the series after they're finished. First one that was done was the Bucks and Miami Heat series. Quick series, 4-0 sweep, nice and easy. I'm going to pretty much just give my thoughts on what I saw from that series and what I'm expecting from both of these teams going forward. I would like to do this for pretty much all the series that end during the playoff run. If a couple end on the same night, then I'll probably just do them both in the same video, or I won't. I don't even know yet. But yeah, Bucks Miami Heat, quick, easy review. Listen, I think first of all, before the series began, I predicted in my official predictions. I said Milwaukee's going to win this game, and Milwaukee's going to win the series in 5 games. Personally, I thought, just like I think pretty much everyone else thought, we all thought the Miami Heat were going to be better. Like, what happened? Or we just didn't know the Milwaukee Bucks were that good. The three-point shooting was ridiculous, and I think Game 1 was kind of that was the fluke game. We thought the entire series was going to be like Game 1 because Game 1 was weird. And I'm going to start talking about Game 1, obviously, as Game 1, but I think Game 1 was huge because that was the one game where you look at the Miami Heat, and that's the game that you had to win. That was the game you were going to win. And I said that after the game, too, on a podcast. I said, listen, I mean, that's the game where everything went in Miami's favor that game. You had Duncan Robinson going crazy. Sure, Jimmy Butler was not doing great, but there was other guys stepping up. But more importantly, Giannis Antetokounmpo had a pretty poor game by his standards. Giannis had a nice stat line. He finished like 25 points, 16 boards, something like that. But you watch the game, and Giannis did not play very good in Game 1. He was missing easy chances, missing easy layups. But Chris Middleton, the closer for the Milwaukee Bucks, that's the guy who went out there and finished the game. And I think going forward in the playoffs, Middleton's going to play a huge role for the Milwaukee Bucks because Milwaukee doesn't have a guy they can go to at the end of basketball games to close it out other than Chris Middleton. A guy you can give the ball to and be like, all right, get us a bucket. And it looked like Miami honestly didn't even have a guy like that either. Because Jimmy Butler, yes, in Game 1 hit a big clutch tying bucket, but in overtime it was kind of like it didn't look like there was one guy who could take over. The Milwaukee Bucks had that, and Chris Middleton had the Game 1, and that was a huge shot for the Milwaukee Bucks. And going forward in the series, we're like, all right, this is going to be a very fun series, very interesting. And I think the entire series just flipped on its head in the first quarter of Game 2, and particularly when Bryn Forbes started going off. Bryn Forbes stuck the dagger in the hearts of the Miami Heat. That's what he did. No one knew who this man was. I mean, some people obviously knew, but like, no one was out there being like, yo, this Bryn Forbes guy is fucking sick. I knew him because he was a former member of this. He used to be on the San Antonio Spurs. I'm a big Spurs fan. And I see my guy Bryn Forbes walk out there. I'm like, yo, that's my Spurs man. And he starts torching the Miami Heat. The Bucks went off in the first quarter of Game 2. That's when the entire series switched. If anyone remember watching that game, the Bucks just could not miss from downtown, and from that moment on, it was a landslide. It was GG. The Milwaukee Bucks not only just shot better than we expected them to, but they just played better. They were insane. It was a blow, and I think looking back in the series, it's kind of shocking that it's over because before the series began, and especially after Game 1, we're like, all right, this is going to be a long series. Before the series began, we were like, everyone's like, yo, Miami, they got a good chance in this. Jimmy Butler, he's stupidly locked in. We're all out there being like, all right, let's get the popcorn out. This is going to be a good one. And there were a lot of people saying Miami was going to win this series. But those people could have never predicted how poorly the Miami Heat were going to play, combined with just how fucking good the Milwaukee Bucks were. Milwaukee they had their 4-game streak there and just went absolutely apeshit all over the Miami Heat. And I think that even after Game 1, because Game 1's that's sort of the game that we're all kind of remembering because the Chris Middleton game winner, but especially after Game 1, a lot of people were saying the Milwaukee Bucks were not going to make it out of the series because, well, Jimmy Butler can't play like he played in Game 1 for the entire series. Butler's going to eventually start picking it up, but he didn't. I mean, like, Dwayne Dedmon led the Miami Heat in Game 2, I think it was, in points. Another former Spur, by the way. So, I mean, as a Spurs fan, it was like, fuck off. But I mean, listen, it was a fun series. It was an entertaining series. Especially if you're a Bucks fan, it's a good one to get under you. I'm a firm believer that the Milwaukee Bucks have a real shot this year of winning the NBA championship. They are a true contender in my eyes. Now going forward, though, for the Miami Heat, you look back and it's tough for Miami. You really realize, the Miami Heat could have had James Harden, but they didn't want to give up Tyler Hero. They could have made the James Harden trade possible. The Harden trade was on the table in like January or whenever the fuck the whole Harden thing was going down. Harden was available for the Miami Heat, but they didn't want to give up Tyler Hero. What? You always have 20/20 vision in hindsight, and shit, maybe in 2 years from now we're going to look back and Tyler Hero's going to be fucking amazing, but holy shit, man. Tyler Hero, really, bro? Really, man? Y'all couldn't give up Tyler? I don't know. I look back in Miami, I'm like, bro, I mean, y'all fucked yourselves on this one. You could have had James Harden. I think even with James Harden, though, I think the Bucks still probably could have won that series, but who knows? But Milwaukee going forward, they are the team. There's not another team in the NBA that I give. I think let me restart that thought. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have the best chance of beating the Brooklyn Nets in a 4-game series, in a 7-game series. I think they just have the best chance. And it starts with Giannis, obviously, but it's a 3-point shooting because they are electric from downtown when they get rolling. And they play very good defense and play very, very good offense. And the Brooklyn Nets, they don't really play defense at all. And I think that in a shootout, you're always going to kind of lean toward the Brooklyn Nets in a shootout kind of a game. But the Milwaukee Bucks, their defense is good enough that I'd be like, that could be a very long series. That being said, I predicted Brooklyn and Milwaukee to meet up in the second round. I predicted the Brooklyn Nets to win in 5, or the Brooklyn Nets win in 5 games. But that's one of those series where if the Milwaukee Bucks are on their game, they can take Brooklyn the distance. They might even be able to beat Brooklyn if Milwaukee have a really good 7 or 6 game stretch. And going forward, the Bucks definitely a contender. They can take on anybody in the NBA right now, including the Brooklyn Nets. And it starts with Giannis Antetokounmpo, but it's a supporting cast. I think Brook Lopez, he played a big role as well. He was very nice, especially in Game 4 in the close of the game. Brook Lopez was balling out. But Bryn Forbes, that's my guy right there. I love me some Bryn Forbes, and this man can shoot the lights out. Anyway, that's my Milwaukee versus Miami series review. I appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening, whatever the fuck it was. Let me know your thoughts on this series because it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, it's over before it even started. It feels like the Milwaukee Bucks are going to have like a week and a half before their next series starts. That's it. And I'll probably see you guys tomorrow when the Washington Wizards get swept by the Philadelphia 76ers. Peace out.